So once again, good noon everyone, and welcome back to Data Structures Theory session. We've started second unit, and inside that we've already considered array data structure. We looked at how we can declare, assign, initialize, access 1D array elements, and we were looking at few operations on 1D array. We've gone through traversal operation. Now, if you know how to traverse, then once you have all the elements, you can do whatever process you want. So once you know how to traverse, you can find something, you can calculate something, you can print something, and so on. So searching process depends on traversal. Even insertion process depends on traversal, but from where you start traversing your array is your decision. Whether you want to traverse from starting point, or you want to traverse it from the ending point, or you want to traverse it from middle point, depends on your requirement. So at the end, we were discussing insert operation on 1D array. So one array is already there with you. You have few elements inside that array, and you want to insert a new value there. Now, when you say that, okay, we want to insert or add 20 in the given array, we will ask one more question. Where do you want to add this? At what position you want to insert this new value? Now, if user says he or she wants to enter the new value at the end, very much simple process. You simply increase your upper bound and then insert a new value. So inserting at the end is very simple, right? But inserting somewhere in the middle place or in between lower bound and upper bound will require some additional task. So if we want to go for, let's say, inserting a new value at a given position inside the existing array, then we have to create a space, empty space, before we insert that value. And to create that space, we have to shift some of the elements. So yesterday we discussed this thing where we have seen how we can create a space at a predefined position given by user. So for that, we start from the last value and we shift that value to the right side, one step right. So last value को आप right side shift करोगे, उसके बाद second last value को right side shift करोगे, and so on. You are iteratively going to shift all the values starting from last up to the required position. So once you do that, you will have empty space available where you can insert a new value, 15. So we have shifted 14, then 19, then 17. So we have empty space and we insert 15 new value. So starting from N up to POS, we are going to traverse our array. And that traversal process is in a backward direction. So that loop is going to be something like your iteration or iterative variable is going to be something like minus minus instead of plus plus, right? So where we start from N and we go minus minus till we reach up to POS. Okay, Om has posted the entire solution. Well, let's go through it. This is what the algorithm, you can say that, to perform new value at given POS, pose. So we have array, we have a new value, BAL. We also have a position where we want to insert this value, and we have the last offset, or let's say you can also say how many number of values you have. Okay, so we have n number of values within the array. So we start our iteration I from n. So we initialize I with n and we are going to repeatedly do some process. कब तक चलाओगे? जब तक आपका I जो है वो पोजीशन तक नहीं पहुंचता है. So till your I is greater equals to POS, you are going to repeat some process. What process you want to do? You actually want to shift your value to the right side. If your value is at ith place, तो right side अगर जाना है, then I plus 1 will be the next place. So what you will do, ith value you are going to assign in I plus 1th position, I plus 1th value. So A of I we are going to assign in A of I plus 1, right? And then we decrease our I because we are going for a backward direction, I minus minus. So this loop is going to be executed multiple times till your I is greater than position or equal to position. Agar equal to position hai, then also we need to shift that value because that's where we are going to insert a new value, right? So that process is going to be repeated. Step number 4 and 5 we will iterate, and at the end, once we are done with the shifting process, new value whatever we have, we are directly going to insert it at a given position, POS, and we are done. Now you also need to increase your offset because earlier you were having 5 values. अगर नई वैल्यू इंसर्ट की है तो अब आपके पास 6 वैल्यू है. So your offset n need to be updated also. Step number 2. Capital N, which was the offset number of values, we will also increase that thing. So this is the normal algorithm. Now remember, algorithm never thinks about index values. So normally you find algorithms referring 1 as a first value, but in program we say first value is at index 0. So if you think you are going to implement this thing in a program, then somewhere you need to have -1. User will calculate position 1 2 3, index will be calculated 0 1 2 3. So everywhere you have to have position -1, right? Then even offset, capital N, if you say offset is number of values, then index will be n minus 1. Okay, अगर 4 वैल्यू है तो लास्ट वैल्यू की इंडेक्स 3 रहेगी. Fine. So when you implement this thing, you need to go for -1 at some places because your program will be referring indexes. But algorithm is perfect. This is how, sorry. This is how you can define number of steps to be performed. So okay, Ohm is suggesting that I equals to n minus 1, I greater equals to index I minus minus. A of I minus 1 को A of I में assign करेंगे. Yeah, that's perfect, Ohm. Even your code is perfect and you are writing -1 everywhere because of the reason program refers indexes. Okay, so this is what the algorithm you can say that we are going to implement when we want to insert a new value at some place at a given POS position value. So that's insert operation. Let's go through the next one, delete. So let us assume we have entire array and we want to delete a value 13. Now when you say that you want to delete something, you have to search it. पहले तो आप उसको ढूंढने जाओगे, whether it is present, only then you can delete. Otherwise you can give a message value not present or couldn't find 13. So linear search we can apply and we go for delete operation, delete 13. So let's say I want to delete this value. Now when I delete this value, that place will become empty and we never have empty space in between lower and upper bound. So in that case, we are going to shift all these values one step left. 14 को आगे ले आओगे, 15 को भी आगे लेके आओगे, and you will have empty space at the end. That's how we maintain our array. So when I go for insert operation, I am shifting values to the right side. When I am performing delete operation, I will be shifting values to the left side. Okay? अगर insert करते हो, insert operation requires right shift and delete operation requires values to be shifted on the left side, left shift. So let us see how to do this. But just like insert, if you want to delete last value, तो कुछ shift करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Last position पे जाओ, वो value delete करो and you are done. So if you say that you want to delete last value, you want to delete an element from end, you simply need to decrease your upper bound. That's it. Upper bound को minus कर दो and you are done. Look, we never think of actually removing that value. वो value as a garbage value RAM में पड़ी रहेगी. Let it be. We don't care about it because we maintain our array with lower bound and upper bound. Upper bound says this is the last value. So we simply decrease upper bound here and we exit. So very simple process if you want to delete something from the end. But if you want to delete something from somewhere in between lower and upper bound at a given position, then we say that okay, we have an array. Then we need a position from where I want to delete a value. Now look, this algorithm says from which position. It doesn't give you the value. Right now, whatever we are thinking is we are directly saying from this position delete the value. अब वहां पे जो भी value है वो आप delete कर दोगे. Position is fixed. अगर आप value से delete करना चाहते हो तो पहले आपको वो value search करना पड़ेगा. Then you can delete. So when you search a value, आपको position मिलेगी और उसके बाद आप ये process continue करोगे. The process that we will see now, okay? जो process हम अब देखेंगे वो आप continue करोगे. उससे पहले आपको search करना पड़ेगा. Fine. So once we have a position, we are going to delete value from that place. And we need to have last offset also. क्योंकि कहां तक जाना है वो हमें n से पता चलेगा. So let us see that example. Now this delete algorithm says you have an array. Okay, we have the entire array. Then it says delete a value from second place. Second position. Whatever value you have, you delete it from that place. So this is your POS, second position, and you want to delete that value. Now when we delete that value, okay, क्या होगा? वहां पे एक खाली जगह बनेगी. So we need to shift values to the left side. We are going to shift 19 to the left side. We are going to shift 14 to the left side. We are going to shift 16 to the left side. We go up to 16. Why? Because we have offset 5. We do have total 5 values. We have n there. So we go up to that place. And this is where our POS was. So remember, you are shifting your values in this direction, but your loop will continue in forward direction, right? You are shifting values to the left side, but your loop will go in forward direction. So यहाँ पे प्लस प्लस चलेगा, I plus plus. Okay, from where we will start? I कहाँ से start होगा? From, yeah, that's correct, Om. It will start from 2, but that's the fixed value. You can say we'll start I from POS, pose. जहां से वैल्यू डिलीट करनी है वहीं से शिफ्टिंग ऑपरेशन स्टार्ट होगा. उसके आगे 18 जो था हमने उसको टच तक नहीं किया. लेट इट बी एज इट इज. 18 we haven't changed. We have started shifting values from second place. Actually second place पे आप delete करोगे तो next value को वहां पे लाओगे. So POS plus 1 पे जो value है उसको आप POS पे लाओगे. Yes or no? That's your first step. पहला step क्या था? 19 को 17 की जगह पे लाना. And then you are going to iterate that process. So आप I को POS से start करोगे, I plus 1th वैल्यू को ith प्लेस पे लेके आओगे, नेक्स्ट वैल्यू को करंट प्लेस पे लाना है. वेल, सो वेरी सिंपल. वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम POS. I will start from POS. Repeatedly we are going to perform some steps. कब तक परफॉर्म करेंगे? Till your I is less than n minus 1. Look, हम n minus 1 तक जाएंगे क्योंकि जब मैं वैल्यू एक्सेस करूंगा तो I plus 1 से वैल्यू एक्सेस करता हूं. अगर मेरी लूप n तक चलेगी तो I plus 1 n plus 1 हो जाएगा, एंड वी डू नॉट हैव एनी वैल्यू एट दिस प्लेस. तो आपकी लूप जो है वो n minus 1 तक चलनी चाहिए, सो दैट I plus 1 से आपको लास्ट वैल्यू मिले, एंड यू असाइन दैट वैल्यू एट I. इन अदर वर्ड्स, आप ऑलरेडी +1 यहां पे कर रहे हो तो लूप में आपको -1 करना पड़ेगा, वरना होगा यूं कि लूप आपकी लास्ट वैल्यू तक चलेगी तो I plus 1 आपको कुछ मिलेगा ही नहीं. एक्चुअली देयर विल बी अ गार्बेज वैल्यू एंड your entire program will malfunction. कुछ गलत आंसर देगा because of garbage value. So we want to prevent that, and that's why our loop will run up to n minus 1. So it is something like you are going to have your I at this place. POS से स्टार्ट किया, देन I प्लस प्लस करूंगा, I प्लस प्लस, एंड आई स्टॉप हियर. लास्ट तक नहीं जाऊंगा. क्यों? बिकॉज दिस इज ऑलरेडी I plus 1. दैट गिव्स मी द लास्ट वैल्यू. ओके, अगर I को मैं लास्ट तक लेके आता हूं at this place, अगर I मेरा आता है then I plus 1 will be this thing and we don't have anything here, तो मैं उसको शिफ्ट नहीं कर पाऊंगा. right? Any doubt here? Why we go up to n minus 1? Yes. Look, all these empty spaces are just to understand. We never remove any value from the memory. So all these processes are actually going to overwrite your existing value. Right? So coming back to algorithm now, we run this loop up to n minus 1, and I plus 1th place पे जो value है उसको ith place पे लेके आएंगे, and then we increase the I. That is our loop. So step number 3 and step number 4 we are going to repeat. Continue, वो shift करता जाएगा. once we end that shifting process, we have actually deleted one value. So we will update our offset, last value offset -1. एक value कम हो गई. And we are done. Exit. So that's the delete operation on 1D array. Any query or question till now? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. N minus, look, n is the offset, which gives you the number of values. So we need to decrease n equals to n minus 1. You are saying about this step, right? Then condition. Well, how many times you want to run your loop? Yeah, but it won't be the case always. If you have character array, then there will be /0, null value. What if you have numeric array? So we never store null value there, right? There can be 0, but what if 0 itself is a data? Then we cannot differentiate that whether 0 is empty space or 0 is data. Now that's why we have to define our own default value. For positive numeric values as a data, we can have 0 as a default value to indicate there is nothing. फिर से बोलूं, अगर आपका डेटा हर बार पॉजिटिव वैल्यू है अदर देन 0, तो 0 को आप डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू रख सकते हो एंड 0 ये इंडिकेट करेगा कि वो जगह खाली है. But what if, let's say, 0 itself is a data? I want to store 0 as a data. तो फिर मैं 0 को डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू नहीं रख सकता. तो फिर मुझे कुछ ऐसा करना पड़ेगा. Let's go for नेगेटिव वैल्यू -1. जहां पे -1 है वो खाली है. But what if you want negative values as a data? Then you need to think about some different values as a default value. It can be null value. Null. Now /0 is a null character. You have defined constant null, null, null in C, which you can store if you want. So it is something like, look, marksheet में 0 आता है तो उसका मतलब क्या है? वो student absent था. No. उसे 0 marks मिले. I mean, he or she acquired 0 mark. That's the reason. In that place, 0 is a data. अगर वो स्टूडेंट एब्सेंट रहता है तो 0 नहीं लिखूंगा, मैं वहां पे AB लिखूंगा. So that AB is some different value. -1 लिख सकते हो, okay. But what if you have negative marking system? एग्जाम में नेगेटिव मार्किंग सिस्टम है तो आप -1 भी नहीं लिख पाओगे, बिकॉज -1 कैन ऑल्सो बी मार्क्स, right? So we have to think about what kind of data we are going to store. You might have gone through unit 1 data management concept, और data management concept में सबसे पहला स्टेप ये है, आप ये डिफाइन करो कि आपको कौन सा डेटा मेंटेन करना है. What data you have, उसका डेटा टाइप क्या होगा, वो किस तरह से मैनेज करोगे आप. Then and then only you decide your data structure. Fine? Well, I'll again suggest that you should go through my recorded videos of TC1 class, Unit 1. Okay, so let's continue. We have seen insert operation, we have seen delete operation, and now let's have a look at last merging operation. So when we want to merge two different arrays in the third one, so definitely you need to have one array. Let us consider its size is n1. Total n1 values are there. We have another array, and let us assume its size is n2. So we want to merge these two arrays in a third one, array 3, which needs to be n1 plus n2 size. Okay? At least it should have these many number of elements so that we can store those values. Okay, now then question comes, how we are going to merge the existing arrays. If those existing arrays are simple arrays, unsorted array, जहाँ पे value जो है वो randomly पड़ी है, fine, I don't care. What I'll do is I'll simply bring all the values from array 1 traverse your array 1, bring all the values here. एक बार वो process खत्म हो जाए, then go for second array traversal process. Traverse your second array and one by one bring all those values here and you are done. Right? So if you want to do this thing, traversing array 1, then after traversing array 2. Whenever we want to traverse something, we'll have a for loop. So I'll say that, okay, for I equals to 0, I less than n1, because that's the first array, and I plus plus. What we want to do is from array A, I want to bring that value in my array C. A, B and C are 3 arrays, let's say. So this is how we can bring A of I in C. Now as you can see here, index values for array 1 and array 3 will be same. For your first half, दोनों की index value same रहेगी. Right? So at this point of time, I can have C of I. Chalega. No problem there. Okay? And we are done with the first half. एक array नए array में डाल दिया. Now same process we have to go for the second array. Second array को आप traverse करोगे और उसकी values आप array 3 में डालोगे. So again you'll say that, okay, fine, I'll go for I equals to 0, I less than n2, because this is second array now, I plus plus, and I'm going to have array B of I inside C. But can I use C of I now? Can I write C of I here? No. No. Why not? Let us see. Look, array of index of second array will again start from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But where do you store these values? You store these values at 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So the index value of these two arrays are not equal. Array 2 की index और array 3 की index value अलग है. So I cannot use I at this place. यहाँ पे मैं I use नहीं कर पाऊंगा. I need to have another variable. Now, if you want to have another variable, let us keep separate index variable for all 3 arrays. Let us have I, J, K. मान लो कि आप तीनों एरे के लिए अलग अलग इंडेक्स वेरिएबल लेते हो, देन इट विल बी वेरी मच सिंपल. A for I for A, array A, J for array B. So I'll say that J equals to 0, J less than N2, J plus plus, B of J. A of I, B of J, and C of K. along with this k plus plus. अगर i plus plus j plus plus होता है तो k plus plus होना चाहिए. And then only you will have the next index for your third array. So this is, we can say this is a perfect code, and this will run. This will bring all the values from A to C, and then it will bring all the values from B to C. अगर आप इसको ऑप्टिमाइज करना चाहते हो थोड़ा बहुत, then you can use I. J की जरूरत नहीं है, जो हमने ऑलरेडी पहले देखा था. I don't need J here. I'll have only I, because these two loops are independent. ये दोनों लूप इंडिपेंडेंट है, तो मैं फिर से I यूज कर सकता हूं. बट C के लिए डेफिनेटली मुझे एक नया लूप कंट्रोल या तो फिर इंडेक्स वेरिएबल लेना पड़ेगा. देयर इज नो वे, देयर इज नो चांस. नाउ we can say this is also a perfect code, and this will bring all the values from A to C, and then it will go bring all the values from B to C, and done. Right? Now obviously you can use while loop if you want. Instead of for, you can use while loop. You cannot use do while loop, because it may be the case your second array is empty. Do while loop will run at least once. अगर आपका सेकेंड एरे खाली है तो एक भी ऑपरेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं. सो यू कैन नॉट यूज डू while loop here. Well, so very much simple one. अनसॉर्टेड एरे को मर्ज करना. अगर ये सिंपल था तो थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स पार्ट अब उठाते हैं. व्हाट अबाउट सॉर्टेड एरेज? What if we do have two existing sorted arrays and we want to preserve that behavior of all the values in the newly created or the merged array? Array 3 के अंदर जब मैं वैल्यू लाऊंगा तो मुझे ये जो बिहेवियर है वो प्रिजर्व करना है. फाइनल थर्ड array must be sorted. Then how do we bring values from array 1 and array 2? Well, in that case we have to compare those values. Okay, Om is saying we will insert element which is greater than other, and then insert remaining elements of array remaining. Yeah, not greater, but we will bring the smaller element. Well, that depends in which order you have sorted, ascending or descending. Ascending order में आपका डेटा है तो स्मॉलर वैल्यू को आप पहले लाओगे. डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अगर आपका डेटा है तो आप ग्रेटर वैल्यू को पहले लाओगे. So that depends on the order, existing order. Yeah, so what we need, we have array 1, we have array 2, and we have set of values. Now here what we will do is we will compare first value of both the arrays. So it is 34 and 42, and we will bring the smallest value to the third array. 34 is the smallest one, so you will bring 34 in the third array. Now if you have already considered 34, तो एरे 1 में नेक्स्ट वैल्यू कौन सी रहेगी? 52. You will repeat this process now. Compare 52 with 42. Now, which one is the smallest value? Which one is the smallest value? 42. So next you are going to bring 42 here. अगर 42 को कंसिडर कर लिया, then what is the next value in array 2 then? 46. So जहां से आप एक वैल्यू कंसिडर करते हो उसकी इंडेक्स अपडेट होगी. एरे 1 के लिए अगर मैंने आई लिया है तो 34 को मैंने कंसीडर किया तो आई प्लस प्लस करूंगा, एंड सेकेंड एरे के लिए अगर मैंने जे लिया है तो 42 जब मैंने कंसीडर किया तो जे प्लस प्लस करूंगा। तो जहां से मैंने वैल्यू लिया उसकी इंडेक्स को हम अपडेट करेंगे प्लस प्लस। बाय द वे, एवरी टाइम एरे 3 तो आगे ही बढ़ेगा। एरे 3 को वैल्यू 1 से मिले या 2 से मिले कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, वो हमेशा आगे बढ़ता रहेगा। सो उसका इंडेक्स जो है वो ऑलवेज प्लस प्लस होगा। सो इफ यू कंसीडर आई, जे एंड के, सो के प्लस प्लस विल ऑलवेज बी डन। जैसे ही आप नई वैल्यू डालते हो के प्लस प्लस कर दो। वेल, सो दिस इज व्हाट द प्रोसेस वी नीड टू गो फॉर। सो आप क्या करोगे, यू आर गोइंग टू कंपेयर दोज वैल्यूज वन बाय वन। So let's go for 52 and 46. We will bring 46. So next हो गया 52 and 62. You will bring 52 here. Next हो गया 56 and 62. We'll bring 56. Then you bring 62, 74, 76 and 81. Your second array is done. अगर सेकेंड एरे खत्म हो गया तो ये 84 को आप किसके साथ कंपेयर करोगे? यू डो नॉट हैव एनीथिंग एट दिस प्लेस। कंपेयर करने के लिए सेकेंड एरे के पास कोई वैल्यू बाकी ही नहीं है। यू आर डन विथ योर सेकेंड एरे। व्हेन दिस हैपन्स, एनी ऑफ द एरे इज कंप्लीटेड, तो आप क्या करोगे, रिमेनिंग वैल्यूज जो भी है बाकी के एरे में, विदाउट चेकिंग एनीथिंग, यू सिंपली ब्रिंग दैट वैल्यू विदाउट कंपेयरिंग इट विथ एनीवन। ब्रिंग इट, आंख बंद करके सब कुछ खींच लो। सो दैट्स द लास्ट प्रोसेस। So let's try to write pseudocode here. What we want to do? Well, we want to compare value from A and value from B. Correct? Now, if I take index I for array A and index J for array B, then I'm going to compare these two values. Now, if your array A value, if A of I is less than B of J, then I'm going to consider A of I here. And we will store it inside C of K. We will store it inside C of K. Else, in the else part, you are going to consider value from B. So we are going to consider value from A, or we are going to consider value from B based on this condition. Now this is one time process. We want to repeat this thing, right? We want to repeat this thing. So whenever you want to repeat something, either you are going to have a for loop or while loop. Anyhow, you have to have some loop structure, looping structure. So मुझे यहाँ पे loop लिखना पड़ेगा. Now what should be the condition for this loop? Now we all know that we'll start from I equals to 0, J equals to 0, K equals to 0. So that is the initialization part. Whenever we have a looping structure, we always think about three steps: initialization, condition, and increment or decrement. Initialization is done. What about condition? कब तक मुझे ये प्रोसेस रिपीट करना है? Well, Om is always giving me answer. Let us have something from other student. Yes? Array dot size. Yeah, well, near about, we need to think about what is the size of the array. जब तक आपका array खत्म नहीं होगा तब तक ये आप चलाओगे ना. So we always think about size. Now, C program doesn't have something like size. That's why we have offsets n1, n2, या तो फिर number of elements or size of the array. So we have n1 and n2, size of array 1 and array 2. So now tell me what should be the condition here. n1 plus n2. We repeat the comparison process. A से एक वैल्यू उठाई, B से एक वैल्यू उठाई, दोनों को कंपेयर कर दिया. ये प्रोसेस कब तक चलेगा? जब तक आप A और B दोनों से एक एक वैल्यू उठा पाते हो. दोनों में से एक ने मना कर दिया, भाई आई एम डन, मेरे पास अब कुछ नहीं है, तो आप आगे नहीं बढ़ पाओगे. वैल्यू कहां से उठाते हो? एरे ए आप बोलोगे ith वैल्यू, एरे बी के लिए बोलोगे jth वैल्यू. तो कंडीशन आपका किस पे रहेगा? आई और जे पे. ith वैल्यू चाहिए, jth वैल्यू चाहिए. अगर ith वैल्यू है ही नहीं तो अटक गए. सो द कंडीशन विल बी समथिंग ऑन आई एंड जे. Condition will be on I and J. Now what is I? I is the index for your array 1 और array 1 की size क्या है? n1. I must be less than n1, J must be less than n2. Logical AND operator. ये दोनों अगर सही है तभी मैं आगे बढ़ पाऊंगा. Now this is my condition. And what I'll do is I'll use while loop here. Because for loop अगर लिखता हूं तो मुझे I plus plus J plus plus करना पड़ेगा. But we do not update I and J both at the same time. Now किसको अपडेट करना है? I को या J को? That depends on the condition. अगर ith वैल्यू कंसिडर की तो आप I plus plus करोगे. अगर jth वैल्यू कंसिडर करी तो आप j प्लस प्लस करोगे. सो आई एम गोइंग टू यूज पोस्ट फिक्स इंक्रीमेंट ऑपरेटर हियर. पोस्ट फिक्स क्या करता है? a ऑफ i पहले कंसिडर हो जाएगा, उसके बाद i प्लस प्लस होगा. दैट्स वाई वी यूज पोस्ट फिक्स इंक्रीमेंट. एंड वी नीड टू गो फॉर k प्लस प्लस ऑलवेज. So I use k plus plus with C, and that completes my while loop. So I का इंक्रीमेंट हुआ, J का इंक्रीमेंट हुआ, and while loop चलता जाएगा जब तक ये दोनों less than n1 n2 है. If you are thinking about n1 and n2 is actual size, तो algorithm equals to तक जाएगा, program less than तक. Right? I think you are comfortable with this thinking now. Index जब आती है तो -1 होना चाहिए, otherwise equals to तक जाओ. Okay, so अब ये while loop क्या करता है? Now it is comparing two values and bringing appropriate value to the third array. दोनों में से जैसे ही एक array आपका खत्म हो जाएगा तो ये while loop भी अटक जाएगा. How about remaining values? अगर सेकेंड एरे खत्म हो गया तो एरे 1 की बाकी वैल्यूज का क्या करेंगे? अंदर इट इज ऑलरेडी sorted एरे. व्हाई शुड आई कंपेयर? इट इज ऑलरेडी sorted. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. 4-5 होए तो पण એ sorted જ છે ને. Sorry? Speak louder. Yeah, it cannot compare with anyone because one array is over. जस्ट फ्यू मिनट्स बिफोर आई सेड, आंख बंद कर करके सब कुछ खींच के लेके आओ. ब्रिंग एवरीथिंग टू द थर्ड एरे विदाउट एनी कंपेरिजन. सो अगर मान लो कि आपका सेकंड एरे कंप्लीट हो गया, मान लो, तो आपको क्या करना होगा? फ्रॉम एरे ए you have to bring all the values in C. Okay, now you have started with I equals to 0 and you have gone up to I plus plus I plus plus I plus plus. Fine. So still your I is pointing to somewhere where you have the remaining values. जहां पे आपकी बाकी बची है वैल्यू, I वहीं पे है. So you will start bringing all those values A of I to C of K. And we have to bring all the values. एक नहीं, एक से ज्यादा वैल्यू है. So we'll go for another loop. We'll go for another loop. It's going to have the same condition again. ये loop कहां तक चलेगा? जब तक आपका array A खत्म नहीं होता है. When you say your array A is over, you can run this loop till your I is less than n1. जैसे ही I n1 से आगे बढ़ जाएगा, you will stop. So this was the assumption if your second array is over. Now what if your first array is over? Bring all the values from B of J, assign it to C of K. Correct? And you will do the same thing. कब तक चलेगा ये लूप? जब तक सेकंड एरे खत्म नहीं हो जाता. सो J is less than equals to n2. So that will bring all the values from second array. So first while loop brings values with comparison and other while loops will bring all the values blindly based on a condition. Condition मतलब while loop की condition. Now do I need to have any extra if condition? ये चेक करना पड़ेगा भाई second array खत्म हुआ या first array खत्म हुआ. Do I need to check that condition here? या फिर ये तीनों while loop एक के बाद एक लिख दूंगा तो चलेगा? What do you think? Should I have one extra if condition here? Why not? हाँ, सो पहले while loop આવી I less than equals to n1 ની જો પહેલો એરે ખતમ થઈ ગયો હશે તો well few of the online students are saying we need to compare, we need to check. How do you decide whether first array is done or not? पहला एरे खत्म हुआ या नहीं हुआ आपको कैसे पता चलेगा? I reach up to n1. अगर वो n1 तक नहीं पहुंचा है तो आपको ये पता चलेगा कि it has few values. So here we say if I is not equals to n1, then you will bring all the values from n1, otherwise you bring all the values from n2. But that is not needed. Check these two conditions. Those two are equal, almost equal, not exactly, but both these conditions are saying the same, or both these conditions are pointing to the same output. I is not equals to n1. In second one we say I is less than n1. दोनों का मतलब तो एक ही है. हाँ, ग्रेटर तो कभी नहीं होगा. तो हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि ये दोनों कंडीशन एक तरह से सेम है. एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी नीड नॉट टू हैव दिस इफ हियर. while लूप भी वही कंडीशन चेक करता है. एंड while लूप इज अ एंट्री कंट्रोल लूप. यस और नो? सो अगर फर्स्ट एरे कंप्लीट हो चुका है तो ये while लूप चलेगा ही नहीं. ओके, मेरा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व. Right? So because of that reason we need not to have any if condition. Extra if हमें जरूरत नहीं है यहाँ पे. तीनों लूप को एक के बाद एक लिख दो. You are done. Your sorted array will be merged. And the final array will also be the sorted one. Okay, so we stop here. We have seen multiple operations on 1D array. We have seen traversal, searching, insert, delete, and merging process. What next we are gonna see is the two-dimensional array. So now we will see what is 2D array, how we can store 2D array in a memory. मेमोरी में कंटिन्यूअस मेमोरी एलोकेशन है तो आपके एलिमेंट्स किस तरह से स्टोर होते हैं वो देखेंगे. And then we will see the address calculation and all. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone. Thank you for being part of this session here and see you in the next lecture. Bye bye.